Welcome, everyone. We got ourselves a D&D night, shockingly, after like a month. We are back in the White Plume Mountain, ready to do battle. Of course, they don't know what they're ready for, but you guys always get a sneak peek. But just a reminder as to what happened last time, because I'm sure most people have forgotten. You guys somehow managed to skate your way across a frictionless surface, using masterful tactics, like ripping the plates off the wall and sliding on those, and using both them and a human as pseudo bridges for the gaps. Surprisingly, everyone survived, although I think Silva was a tad bit injured. And now they're safe. Yeah, so they're ready to continue on. If that is what they plan on doing. They did not go back and deal with another area to explore. That's also an option. If you guys wanted to skate back, you could do that. Or you could go through the only door that is available on this side, the safe side of the frictionless floor.
Let's proceed forward.
All right.
Yeah, I think we were going to go through the door.
Yeah, and I said it was...
Just get over here and then just go back.
Yeah, she's like, that was fun. All right. I'll go ahead and... Oh, that didn't work, did it? There we go. All right. You guys can make your way through. There's an up and there is a down.
I'd like to check for any sort of traps.
Okay. You see no traps.
Yeah, looks fine. It looks all right. I just got some in my eye, but it looks fine.
I'm just gonna judgment call it. Let's go north.
And by that you mean up? Yes. Yes.
Yes. No, up. Yeah. Because for some reason the people who made this did not decide to make north up.
It's a mystery.
They didn't know they were gonna be in.
Can we rotate the map?
Break everything in the process.
Maybe if we move to a different floor, we can try it.
I mean, yeah, that's true, actually. All right, guys, you see the room before you. I assumed you opened it. There were no traps, so good news if you didn't expect that. And it's a very interesting room.
Yeah, we definitely looked.
Yeah, totally. So you're in the room with 6 kayaks. You can see them. That they're actually kayaks. There's water in the room.
A whole water.
Yeah, whole water. Coming from the left side to the right side. There you go. It's also hovering though. So that's what makes it interesting, right? So it's not just water that you step into, it's water that is hovering 2 feet off the floor. So about the height of Agnes.
Like it's 2 feet.
Damn.
Is it 2 feet deep or it starts at 2 feet?
It starts at 2 feet. Yes.
And then it goes up from there?
Yeah, it's about 3 feet deep as far as the water actually.
Is it like 3 foot diameter?
So there's nothing under it. Like under it is just air. It's 2 feet of air and then 3 feet of water.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so other door?
Well, I mean, hold on. Jesus. All right. It goes places, okay? You can travel the world Pocahontas style. Just need a little friendly raccoon.
I know we can do this, but I just don't have faith that we'll be able to come back. And
yeah, we should check before we leave.
Other door probably isn't going to lock us out of coming back.
I was thinking the same thing.
I guess that's fair. All right, so you guys just going to be like, nope. And they're just going to turn around.
We'll come back. We're going to put a pin in it. Okay, we'll circle back around.
Gotcha.
A little bit here.
Okay.
This looks like main objective direction.
Yeah.
Want a side quest?
I'd like this.
You guys just want to check doors?
Unanimous decision that's happening.
Oh my god.
It's our only unanimous decision.
All right, you want to open this door?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this door, door number 1 was like a can of tomatoes. Door number 2 is like a can of bees.
Oh, surprise! Good job, dorks.
Okay.
Can I just close the door?
The other door.
I just closed the door.
Just slowly creak it
Oh.
back shut. My bad.
Well, before you shut the door promptly, you do realize that this is not just a room of horrors. It is a room of caged horrors. It is an aquarium.
Oh,
Horrors or horrors?
Horrors.
Oh,
Could be both. We don't know them.
Yeah, they could be
They're
horish
really
manic
slutty
horrors.
aquarium people.
Can I?
my kind of
roll-
people.
Nice.
I don't know if it'd be perception or what, just to like see if I recognize anything about any of them, or is it, I guess, nature?
Yeah, you can roll
Do
nature.
you recognize any of them? Is this your people too?
I'm an elf.
Ah, yes, my hose. It wasn't a hard roll, to be honest, because you mostly recognize these things. In fact, some of them are from previous encounters. Like, you have faced giant crayfish before, for instance. Giant scorpions are pretty self-explanatory. You're like, that's a really big scorpion. And as far as the sea lions go, you do recognize them, but they're maybe a little less obvious because they're not, like, what we know as sea lions. And manticores you have heard of. You have read in books. You did not know they existed. These ones have clipped wings. The way that the room is set
Aw.
up, by the way, is that it's all invisible walls. Like, you can tell that they're walls because every time there's like a bluish tint. So this is like you're on top of like a coliseum, so you're looking down and there's rows. So the first row below you is water. That is being held in place. It doesn't, flow over onto the scorpions and so on and so forth. Same with the sea lions is also contained. And then you imagine there might be something similar happening with the ground monsters, as they do not seem to be able to escape. And you get the quick impression that this is someone's like aquarium zoo situation, particularly with the manticores having their wings clipped. And they are all staring at you expectantly, like, cats waiting for the food in the morning.
We should free them. Animal rights.
Oh, now you want to make friends. Oh, now you get to have
don't
little
even-
animal
don't
friends.
even. Right
When
now.
I want to make animal friends, they die?
Because you killed them.
They get shunned out from the group?
Are we talking about the werewolf?
The werewolf's husband.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, the werewolf herself just skedaddled. You
I don't
have
know
no
about
idea
this.
where she went.
I don't know about this one.
Anyways,
I have a good
Corwin's
feeling
good.
about
He
this
can't-
one.
He's not actually suggesting anything.
Okay.
Is that a door in with the manticores?
It is, yes.
Excellent.
There is also, you would be able to see this door as well.
Ah,
I was gonna say, is that a door?
Yeah, sorry. Need to reveal it a little more.
door or river? I don't really like this room. I'm a little scared of this room. Don't trust these invisible walls.
What's my health at right now? Okay, I'm not bad.
You could
know, I
sneak
think
across and check the door out.
With my nature check, would I have an idea of how many of these creatures would mostly just rely on sight to like notice us?
Yes. Well, I'll say it
I
this
asked
way.
For this reason, is that I have
Okay.
an invisibility spell.
I see what you're asking. Okay, I'll put it this way. You see that they all have eyes. All right. So you know that at least somewhat of their perception is visual based. And I would say, as far as 16 nature goes, let me check here.
They're like sea creatures, right? Sea creatures don't really smell.
That is a really good question.
Yeah, but I feel like the scorpions would be good with vibrations.
Yeah, I'm thinking besides smell. I'm thinking, vibrations or something. Maybe they're
Yeah,
heat seekers.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, they could be blind. You don't know, right?
That's true.
That's true. You could try and test it. and see if they continue to follow you. If you are invisible.
Is there a like? Do they just stay on the layer of hell that they preside on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's no one on the top layer.
Okay. It's just gonna search for traps on the top layer, I guess.
Can I? Yeah, I was
And
gonna say, can I
see-
perceive traps on the top layer?
Yes.
Let's all perceive.
Corwin has perceived the goodest. The bestest. You don't see any traps on the top layer.
Okay.
None of you see any traps.
Corwin's just gonna be
What?
confident about it, and he's just gonna like stroll through and basically just start like casually walking with his like hands in his pocket as he's strolling through the aquarium, just like looking at all the creatures.
That is so funny because I was just about to say, what are the odds that I can sneak stealthily across? And I'm like thinking about doing it, and then Corwin just like pushes by and just walks on in. Just
Yeah.
strolls on in.
Yeah, well, nothing happens except that the creatures, all of them, follow him as much as is allowed in their containment area.
Corwin's low-key on speedrun mode because we have one session a month. So.
All right, I'll come join him. Going around the other side, though, I don't like that they're all over there with him.
Okay, you guys open the door and let us know what's over there.
Can I throw them some of my rations or something?
Oh my god. Yo, I thought my cat was giving like the craziest yells and I was really getting worried, and then I realized my mom's watching Call the Midwife. God, there's so many birthing scenes in that stupid show.
I was gonna say, is someone giving birth?
Yes, and it's so loud.
Sounding like a dying cat.
I mean,
Yes.
I would imagine the show needed a lot of that.
Anyway, sorry. You guys are following
Uh,
Corwin.
I said, can I throw like some rations over to the?
Yes.
Is there like a way to throw it over the thing or like the shielding?
It's you can throw something. Do you?
Okay, I'll throw rations down the level.
Okay, yeah. So they kind of land on like invisible barrier. Like it's 10 feet high
so
up
they can't
there.
actually reach it.
Right.
Okay, well the rations are there, so
Well, now whoever you threw it to is eyeing it hungrily.
fantastic. They're not
Really?
eyeing us. Let's go.
Oh, you're still gonna open that door right there?
Yes.
I mean, I don't like that I'm the one in front, but yes.
Well, as
I'll
you
pull
go to
out if it gets
open
hairy.
the perceived door, you realize that it's not a door. It's nothing. It's a
Ah.
wall.
When's a door not a door?
I don't even know why they put that there.
Is it a
Design
window?
flaws.
It does nothing. It's literally a
No,
wall.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I think we should leave.
Guys, what's over there? What are you seeing? Did you open the door?
Yeah, there was a ton of loot this way. Anyways, let's go. Corin thought in his head because he's mute.
It was a wall. It just looks like a door. They Wile E. Coyote'd us.
Corbin, minor illusions, like a chest with like gold on the other side there.
There's no
And then-
chest.
Oh my
There's
god.
no door.
And then minor illusions, like a door that is like half opened instead of like a closed off door. See if you can get Zelda to just go over there.
That was just looking back and forth between the two of them.
There's
There's
nothing.
like a little glimmer of gold.
You know what? I'm gonna
Nothing.
take my chances with the suspicious river.
Okay.
You guys don't
To
want
the
to break
river.
open the water and have the room flood? All right, fair enough. You
Oh,
know,
'cause-
it's your game.
okay. Is the door in the center of the room an actual door from what we can tell, or is that like also a map bug?
I'm not going to answer that. You,
Okay.
for
I
all
don't think
intents
we
and
can
purposes, you
tell.
think it's a door.
Were we supposed to know that the south one was not a door, or is that like something we're supposed to discover?
I honestly don't know. It actually looks like a map bug,
Okay.
honestly. But
Okay.
the one at the bottom, you're pretty sure is a door.
Okay.
You know, I think we should explore our river options first. I don't see any sea creatures in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very excited for the sea creatures to go through that door and end up in the river that we're going on kayaks for. Let's do it.
All right, so would we be going on top of this water, or would we have to be in the water to traverse the water?
Well, okay. Here's what it says. Entering a hole in the western wall. I thought I knew what west was on this map, but apparently
I
I
think
don't.
that's where we're facing.
Entering a hole in the western wall. I don't. Someone find the compass. 2 feet off the floor is stream.
We can't see the compass that's in the.
Oh, that's
on the
right.
floor.
It's hidden for you guys. Damn it. Well, I'm just trying to figure out which way it flows is all, because otherwise we can just make up directions. You can see even a couple of blind cavefish swimming in the stream. How about that? On either side of the door are a total 6 kayaks, each able to carry 2 riders, but there are no paddles. The stream is hemispherical in cross-section where it flows through the room. Fancy. The entrance and exit holes are about 6 feet in diameter. So some of you got a duck. They are the ends of a tunnel, as far as you can tell, as you look through those holes. The water is lukewarm. Good news if you're going to go swimming. You realize as you check out the stream that it is going at a pretty brisk pace. And that's all I'll tell you until you do more stuff to it.
The water is floating 2 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We might have canoes, but is it going to be a problem of getting into the canoes in the water, which I assume is the water itself has the height as well?
Yes.
It's pretty high
If
up.
you
Yeah, the surface of the water is 5 feet up, so it's 2 plus 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh,
so if you
okay.
like go underneath the river and you like stick your hand up in it, would you hit something or would you hit the water?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, I'm gonna go and do this with my arm. Can
Okay.
I? Does it go in the
it
water?
It does go into the water. The water doesn't really expel out of its own containment zone, but you can enter into the water. As soon as you do so, though, like you're kind of knocked off balance because it is a brisk pace that the stream is putting out there. So you probably
How
quickly would-
brisk? How brisk is
enough that if you try to walk through the stream, you're gonna have to do a couple of strength saving throws.
Well, what if I cast Tiny Hut in the stream?
Oh my gosh.
That
Just
sounds more than just
indestructible.
brisk. Maybe I just have the wrong idea of brisk.
It is very strong.
Yeah, that sounds like a strong current to me.
Mhm.
Brisk seems like I think of brisk as like a normal flowing one that you can kind of like trek in, but like if you slip, you might slip.
This would be like on a level 3 or 4 rapid, if there were rocks.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay. Well, someone
I
needs
think
to
I
know
go.
what
I
a
live in
rapid
the city.
Fast. It's going fast.
Yeah.
We don't
Corbin's
have
gonna
rapids in
minor
this
illusion.
city.
Going fast.
Corbin's
That is
gonna minor
true.
allusion
Basically a
to the
city
group
gal.
a question where it's just like a little like picture slideshow of all of us getting into the canoes, and then we're like going through this passageway, and then we just see the ceiling of the passageway between us and the water get narrower and narrower until there's no space, and then we all drown. And Corbin's gonna be like,
Okay, so with the diameter being 6 foot, does that include Does that mean that the river takes up half the diameter of the openings?
Yeah.
Okay, so we only have half, so we pretty much have to duck.
Well, but if you're in the canoe, you're good. Because you're just sitting down, so you'll go underneath. You might have to duck a little.
Yeah, you have the duck for sure.
Wait, is there?
I'm pretty tall. So
there-
I'll
Agnes.
duck.
The water is
Agnes will
floating.
be fine.
Is there an opening in the direction where the water is flowing to? Also, like underneath it? Could we like peer underneath where the river is going and just like walk that way?
No,
Under
no,
the
no.
river?
I think what's gonna happen
Oh.
is that it literally closes around the stream as it
Ah, okay.
goes, leaving the head space but not the bottom space.
So we can't see into the opening.
I mean, to a certain extent, you can see through the waters, but it's very limited vision.
Is it like a dark tunnel?
Yeah,
There's no like
it's very dark.
light
You can't see
Or-
anything at the end of the tunnel.
semblance of okay. What
Does
what if I
Agnes-
use my dark vision?
You still would have trouble because it'd just be so much water that you're looking through, and there might be bends as well. So
Can Agnes stand on Arrest's shoulders to see at the top of the water and use dark vision there?
Jesus. Yes.
Agnes, what do your elf eyes see?
Nothing.
There is
I'm
no
also not an elf.
yeah. There's no compass, by the way, so we're just gonna make up which direction we're going.
Ah, okay, great. We're going
Um,
left or up.
Yeah.
Okay, if I get on Eric's shoulders, can I look? Because I'll definitely be
Yes.
taller than the
I'll allow it.
water. Okay.
What
Which
do your
way-
thief eyes see?
Which way are you looking?
Which way is it flowing? Which direction is it flowing?
Left to right.
Left to
Oh, okay.
right. So here. How do I ping again?
You're gonna go up or left?
Here.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. So you look, and you see about that much before the bend. You just see the rock wall.
Ah, god damn it.
What
Guys,
if
it just-
somebody gets into a canoe and we tie a rope around the canoe and then let it go out 50 feet and then pull them back to see what happens? Because it's a canoe,
know if you
they'd just
guys-
be going over the top of the water. It wouldn't be too
Can-
bad.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to pull.
Can I do an intelligence check to do some like thing that I don't know if it'd be metagaming? It'd be dependent on how well my mental mapping was of the dungeon. Can I do like that
Yeah.
to make an educated
Yeah,
guess of something? Okay.
Intelligence check.
Oh god, I don't have a great intelligence. But oh dang.
You're somewhat convinced that if it goes north, mostly,
Yeah.
you don't know what it's going to. Like, you have not been there. But you don't know how
Okay.
east it goes. So it could
That's
send
fair.
you into the big room that you guys didn't want to go into in the first place.
Which is exactly what my thought of it was. There was a room that was just filled with water that we didn't go to.
Good thinking.
And there's just a river of water flowing in that direction.
All right, guys. I think we're just gonna have to water slide it. I think this is. It's got to go somewhere, right? It's got to end at some point. We've been
Yes.
through worse.
We could just go for it.
We could just go. Isn't
Just wing it.
I've never used a kayak before, but isn't it? Can't you just like flip yourself over? Don't you just go upside down? You flip yourself
Yeah.
over.
I think she's talking about doing it at the bottom of the ocean where you can trap in air.
Well, I think she's talking
No, I
about
mean, if-
like twisting yourself so you go around, which is a thing.
Yeah.
But it requires a
Okay.
lot of practice. That's literally something
Nah,
that you're
that's
supposed to
easy.
take like hours on first learning how to kayak on.
So
Oh, you don't just the canoes aren't just designed to like flip flip over?
No.
It takes a little learning, but
Oh.
I believe in us.
Okay, well,
Let's-
first you have to figure out how to put the canoe on and then get on while the stream is going very fast.
Can we get Fleshy or Flesh Golem to help out also?
Oh yeah.
Oh, where was he?
He's
He
in
can
the
help out.
slidey room still.
Oh, yeah, he is. Here we go. All right.
Does he need to breathe?
Good question. I'm not sure.
I kind of assume no.
I kind of assume yes.
Okay, he's a flesh golem.
I feel because golems don't need to breathe, so why would a flesh golem? Right?
Do no golems need to breathe?
That's a good point.
They're usually made of stone, right?
Mm.
This one's made
It's
of
like magical stone.
skin.
I mean, I think. I guess it
Stone
doesn't.
to flesh. Let's go.
I really could. I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of like a zombie, though. Like, but it's constructed.
What if I cast flesh to stone on it? Does it need to breathe now?
I guess. I mean, could send him through.
I don't want to send him through first.
I just mean so he can follow us.
I want
Like
him to
we go
come with
through and then
us.
he follows us.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking. But like that way he doesn't need a canoe. He could just help us get started, and he could just dive in.
Okay. How do you
I'm worried
imagine he's
about
gonna
him
help
getting
you?
out.
Oh, he lifts us up while we're already in the canoe.
No, I'm worried about him. Like when we exit, is he just gonna be swept to the current?
You're just gonna
where
get-
we can stop.
You're just gonna get like swept out of the canoe before the canoe gets on top of the water.
No. Lifts up and then
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know,
How tall?
tosses us in.
How tall is he though?
He's the same height as the water, so he just has to go like it's like even with the top of his head, you know?
He's
Okay.
gotta
He's
be
a
at least
strong guy.
I'll accept that he's 5 foot.
I think you did.
I
say
feel
that.
I'm
like
5
we-
foot. I mean, I'm 6 foot.
Maybe he's a short
Someday.
king.
Short king. I feel like we said that he was 5 foot.
Yeah,
at
but
some
5
point.
foot does sound
5 feet is
familiar.
I feel like 5 feet is a short king already.
I mean-
It is. But yes, sure. He will. I think I'd make him do a strength check to see if he could lift a 2-person canoe over his head.
Oh, it's 2 people canoes.
Are they 2 people canoes?
They are. You don't have to use them, I suppose. It's 2 people though.
Well, I could.
I'm
I
going with
could
the
help
rest
him.
then.
I could help
I
him
chose
on the
my
first
buddy.
one, at least.
I have my own canoe.
This is good.
I'm
to
getting
even
in my
out the
own canoe.
Oh,
weights.
Okay, I'm going with our flesh golem then.
Okay.
I think he's just swimming, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought your
Why?
canoe was just swimming.
Why
How
would
are you
we-
Because
gonna
otherwise,
get him
how do you
in
get
the
in the
canoe if
canoe?
he's- Yeah, how is he getting in while he's?
Oh man, I
Throwing
have an
you-
idea, but no one's gonna like it.
Uh huh.
Does it involve
If I
tiny hut?
cast Tiny Hut, is it tall enough for us to get in and set the canoe down and get in?
Wouldn't Tiny Hut naturally be larger than what we're talking about, though? But how
10
large?
foot radius around and above. How high is the ceiling?
6 feet. 6 feet. 10 is larger
10
than
feet,
6.
I guess. But
That
so
would
you
take up
would.
the entire thing.
But what would be the point of the tiny hut again?
That we can stand
Just
on
to
it
get little
on
baby
top.
boy in there.
We can bring the canoe up, and we
Uh-huh.
can stand on top of the tiny hut
Uh huh.
and put it on the river and then get in.
Okay. Well, in my mind, okay, let's say that the room is taller. Let's say it's like 20 feet. So like we're not talking about the room.
Mhm.
But if the water that you're trying to get on is up here, and the tiny hut goes all the way up here, don't you have to like dissipate the tiny hut to like collapse in on the water?
Oh,
It's
I
just
see what you're
next
saying.
to the
You're saying
water,
it's too
right?
tall.
Yeah, it's too tall. It's like a shell, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Which is still an idea. You could you send it away and then hope that you don't fall over when you crash onto the water.
Mm.
Do they have rowers with the canoes, or are they just like little missile?
Specifically,
floating
no
missile
paddles.
things? Are they just floating little rafts for us, basically?
Wait, there's no paddles?
Correct.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not liking this as much anymore.
See, apparently
They're just,
my
like,
team is
floating
very
little
cautious.
missiles for us to sit in.
Some of the people
I
have just
feel
jumped
like-
in. Why don't you just send the flesh golem and see if he comes back?
No, I like
What do you
the
mean come
flesh golem.
back?
How is he gonna
It
come
clearly
back?
just goes one way.
Do you know that for sure?
There's no way the circle's around, right? Right, guys? Right?
Should we send like a
Agnes
rope
is in
down
her
it?
canoe, by the way, just waiting.
Just waiting.
Lift me up. Let's go.
I mean, Arrest could probably lift her up.
That's true.
He's been
Then we
carrying
wouldn't
her.
be in the canoe together.
Well, there's plenty of canoes, but I mean, just, see if she comes back.
Wait, how big are those? How big are those steel plates? How tall were they? Would those help us get on? What if we block the hole with the
Do
steel
you
plate?
remember where those steel
And then we
plates
can
are?
get in.
The steel plates are on the other side of the frictionless room.
Yeah, you guys like
didn't one
dove.
make it with us?
I think one might
Oh,
have.
Maybe not. I'm
No,
not
they
sure.
definitely did. They made it. They
I think
made it
one
over,
did,
'cause
and then
we
another
were
one you
riding
had to
here.
You had to like
One's
Hail
definitely
Mary.
in the hole.
Yeah.
But I feel like the other one might have made it with us.
So you got one. I don't know what you're gonna do with
Maybe.
one.
Just block the hole so that the water spills out over top, and it's filling the room up. But then we have time to get in the other side in the canoes,
Flood the room.
and then it'll knock it over eventually, and then we'll go.
I think that the room would have flooded already if it wasn't like this contained
Yeah, but we're blocking
floating
it,
river situation.
Your hand went in, so the steel plate could block it, and it's apparently extremely heavy.
How big is this plate? I don't think it's 6x6.
It was kind of no.
It was pretty big.
Well, it was
I think
like
it was 6x6 actually.
Yeah, I think it actually might have been 6 like tall or wide, but I'm not sure which one it was.
I feel like it was a circle, right? It was a big.
No, it was a square.
We could-
The width is
Was
not
it?
very much.
Yeah.
That was the problem with you guys putting it in the caps.
Can I do something that I think is a pretty clever use of a spell scroll that I have?
Sure.
I have an alarm spell that we got a while ago.
Okay.
And the way alarm works is you set an alarm against unwanted intrusion. Choose a door, a window, or an area within range that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. Until the spell ends, an alarm alerts you whenever a tiny or larger creature touches or enters the warded area. Can I cast this on an item that we can send through the stream to see if there's like creatures that are just going to greet us on the other end?
It's very interesting. Let me look up the description so you don't have to constantly say it.
That's an interesting idea.
Okay, what was it called
I was
again?
pretty proud of it.
Alarm?
Alarm.
Scroll of alarm?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the alarm spell.
Yeah, fair enough. You set an alarm against unwanted intrusion. Choose a door, window, or an area within range. So that
Yeah, it doesn't
sound...
specify an object, but I thought like a door or window would kind of be like an object anyways.
I don't think so. It's supposed to be a space, not a
okay.
thing.
Okay.
Guys, I say we just do a handstand into the river and then we flip ourselves up onto the top of the river.
Honestly, the tiny hut
Easy.
idea is the best one so far. If you tiny hut next to the river, and then we just like jump into the canoe as we jump into the river. You know what I mean?
I know
It's
it's
not
we'll
a
just be next
diving
to it.
paddleboard situation, guys.
I mean, we could actually just like
I can't believe that was the best idea. I'm pretty sure the golem lifting you was the best idea.
But we don't want to lose the golem.
We just tell him to dive in after us. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, if it's safe, tell him to come.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to tell him to come first because
I
Come
mean, I
on
guess
down.
I do have a way to tell him to come after
oh, okay.
because I have message. It's a cantrip too, so
Why don't we send him first then, and then he can message with us.
he can't.
I'm ready to
can't
go.
Message me back.
I
Oh,
don't
can't
think
message
he-
back.
I don't
No.
think he knows how to message.
He might also not know how to message.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
fair.
I don't think he knows how to speak. Does he speak?
No.
No, but he understands us. Also, I'm not going to be saying words to him because
My favorite kind of
mute
man.
bard.
True. True.
I'm gonna be playing like musical notes that I'll instruct him beforehand.
I think we have to golem lift us.
Agnes is just like, let's go, Water World. You promised.
Okay. You know what? Let's just let Arrest and Agnes go in first.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
You want to go in first?
No, they go
Actually,
first. They go first.
You know what I like the idea of? I actually like the idea of Zelva going in first. I'll give her, I think it's an hour of invisibility. So I'll make you invisible so you have some extra protection as you go it alone for a little bit. And sadly, if you die, we won't know about your body for an hour, probably. But like, no one will
That's a
attack
risk
you
we're
for an
willing to
hour.
take.
Wait, why am I going first?
Some
Is it
of
because
you
I'm
I think we
may
all
die.
just go.
Specifically
Just
you.
go.
Is it because I'm
I think we
the
all go.
stealthiest and most agile among?
Yeah,
Everyone?
it's because of that.
Can't you turn someone invisible?
I just said that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay.
I was
For
saying
an
I'll
hour.
turn her invisible.
So
Am I getting sent on a stealth mission? Is that what's happening? I'm ready.
Sounds
Okay,
like it.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can turn me invisible and you guarantee invisibility, I'm down. I'm down.
But how are we gonna know if things are okay? I feel like we're just gonna sit here for an hour
well, that's what message can do,
while
right?
Zelva.
No, but message is one way.
Its
Only
target
one way.
hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Oh, word. Oh, do that.
Oh, yeah,
then.
we're
okay. I like
good.
this plan a lot better now.
We good.
At least somebody's reading these.
How do you wait? But how would he send me the first message?
Creature within range, and the thing can go around like walls and corners and stuff. So as long as it's within 120 feet. If
Like,
you go
do
more
I
than 120
leave-
feet, then
Do I
probably.
leave with the message? Is that how that works?
No. I will cast message on you after you go down. And like send you like a musical note and you'll just reply.
It
But I
does
won't be
say
in range anymore.
1 foot of stone will block the spell.
But it says it doesn't have to follow a straight line. It can go around freely, travel freely around corners and through openings. So I thought it would just follow the path of the river.
Sounds fair.
There is still the question of, is this going to go more than 120 feet? Which, just for context on how far 120 feet is, that's pretty far, actually.
Yeah.
That's like 120 feet.
Yeah. Pretty far. Do we got a plan?
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
I don't think I can't come back, right? I basically just have to wait for you guys if you guys are, because if it,
She's invisible.
okay.
Done.
Okay.
You got this, Zelva. I'm gonna give you a
Zella
bless.
has like no time to think about this. It's just
I'm gonna
suddenly
bless
put
you
in a
and-
canoe.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
I hope you're in the canoe. We can't tell if you are or not.
Am I blessed?
We just sent an empty canoe through and wait.
Well, we can still hear her, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm in the canoe. Am I getting thrown in now?
All right.
Yes.
Flesh golem, let's throw in.
I'll say he doesn't need a strength check for this one person, so he
Oh,
picks up the canoe and puts it gently on the stream, and immediately she gets whisked off. So, yeah.
Do you want to control my character for this? I don't know
I
what the speed
will. I'm wondering
or
how am I going to do this in a way that you guys won't know what's happening until it happens?
That's a good
Is there a
question.
way for you not to show them?
I don't
We all have to
think
minimize
so.
our screens.
Yeah, all of
It
you
only
minimize
shows-
your screens, okay?
I'm just gonna scroll to the
And,
top
and
right
stop
so I can
listening to
still look in
me.
the
Just
chat.
mute me as well, except for Zelva.
Okay,
Wait,
are
what
we
the fuck?
actually
Should we
doing
just leave this common
You can,
until you tell us to come back?
I guess.
that? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
What?
We're
What?
just gonna be
Is everybody
watching your
actually
video.
leaving? Oh
Yeah.
God! Oh, this is getting so real.
I want to say though, in about, I think like 60 seconds, I will send the message.
Okay.
So 60 seconds after she gets whisked away, I'll send the message and she'll be able to reply.
All right.
And it'll
Okay,
just
I
be-
guess-
she'll just hear musical notes basically.
I guess just write the message in the
Yeah.
chat.
The message is
in
gonna
bold
be
font.
the like chord C, the C chord, because I want to know what you see.
Okay.
Because I can't talk.
All right. Ready?
All right.
Okay. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. You ready for an adventure, Silva?
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna go along this way. You're gonna try and correct your course as you go along using the sides of the walls.
Okay,
Um,
just like pushing myself around.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Because it's quite swift, but you are able to stay on course. You don't tip over.
Oh God, why me? Why me?
So as you continue on, about here is where you see lights, and you know that something's coming. You get the impression from all the maneuvering that you have actually like turned a corner, like you were going in a bit of a circle, just about.
Okay.
So you're hopeful that this will lead to your friends again, and this was all just a big waste of time. But as you see the light, you also see a big room. And as you see
Uh-huh.
the big room, and you come in, your canoe is seen. You are not, I believe is what the spell
Right.
was.
Right.
Unfortunately, the people who are there saw disruptions in the river and knew that something was on the way, so they have prepared themselves with a net. And they have thus thrown the net over your canoe and over you unintentionally, as your canoe also slows a little bit in the room as the stream lets up. So now you are stuck in a room with a bunch of knights and a big-looking captain kind of guy. So, yep. And I would say that took about like maybe like a minute, I suppose.
Okay. So I have like 59 more minutes. Is there a way for me to like? Is this a closed net situation or is it an open net situation?
It's a closed net situation. Like it's gonna drag
Like-
the canoe out of the stream.
Like bagged,
Yes.
kind of closed.
Yes. So you are
Darn.
dragged out of the stream by all the knights. Mm-hmm.
Is there
Mhm.
a way for me to
You can use
watch?
Okay,
Huh?
go ahead.
Okay. So I'm thinking maybe what I do is that I watch for them to turn around, talk amongst themselves, something like that. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna use my dagger.
Well, they definitely noticed that the canoe wasn't the only thing caught. There's like a tent where your head was. So they definitely know you're there. I was gonna say though, you can break the net or you can cut the net.
There's no chance that they're just like confused and just being like,
Oh, they're a
what's
little
going on?
confused. They're like, wait, what? And they're like looking at the canoe and whatever is protruding from it. But
So they're very intently looking.
Yes.
Okay. What are the chances I can cut myself out with my dagger and run away?
Pretty low,
Without-
I'd say.
Them
After
noticing.
surmising the situation. I think he was going to send a message like 60 seconds, actually. Not 60 minutes, right? So I want to say that you can probably send a message back at some point. So, Yeah. I'm gonna tell them that they can come back on. Back on
Mm-hmm.
audio, but don't look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you do notice that there is very, very much like a captain, right? So he's looking curiously at the situation, but looks like a person that, knows the common language and could theoretically.
We're back.
Wait, so should they be here to hear this? Do I tell them my message?
Yeah, so it was 60 seconds in you sent a message, right, for Dragon?
Yep, 60 seconds.
Okay, and she can send it back whenever?
I think so.
Yeah, okay, so you could send them a message now.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this one of those like Morse code messages where I only get like a few letters?
I don't think so.
No.
That's the message.
Okay.
Is this thing on?
Was that a question? Yes.
Okay, my message is gonna be
You know what
Help.
else? I will say that you recognize the captain, actually.
I recognize the captain?
Yes.
Me?
She's like, you sure?
From a previous encounter or like from my
from
past?
as a treasure hunter and someone who loves gold, you recognize it from the bounty posters.
Okay. I'm gonna say help! Caught in the net. Lots of people here. Be prepared.
All right.
I'm
That's
going
gonna be my message in a
to
bottle.
I'm going to hide the area again so you guys can open up your roll 20. Go ahead.
Roll 20 is open. Corwin is going to minor illusion when he's heard from the group. And it's going to have this like extremely cartoonish, like childish version of Zelda that also looks really doofy and like kind of a little dumb. And it has her going down the canoe. And she's just like lackadaisical, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then just like a net catches on her and she's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then gets reeled up and she's like also caught in between like a bunch of random fish and stuff. Because that's just what Corwin is imagining. But also she's just an invisible outline, so she's still like invisible.
It seems clear in the communication. Your thoughts arrest in Agnes.
Sounds bad.
Oh, it's a real
We can just
shame.
go the other way.
Time to go. I guess we don't go that way. We go the other way, right?
That's a shame. Anyways, I saw her hiding some stash in a room earlier.
Yeah. I guess we should go save her.
Was I able to cut myself out of the net?
Yeah, I was gonna message you. So while they're discussing it, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and keep discussing.
Okay, we're gonna somewhere else.
Got him.
I was gonna ask for minor illusion, just like the outline of us being invisible. It was like a question mark. Like,
Didn't you make her invisible before she left?
mm-hmm.
I don't think we all need to be invisible.
It didn't seem to help.
It didn't stop her from getting caught in the net, so
Yeah.
clearly that's not our biggest concern.
Okay.
Now I have a question for the DM.
Yep.
I have a great spell that allows me to summon a steed. It does list some potential steeds,
Oh my god.
but it says you could allow other animals to be summoned as steeds. You know, could it be a water creature of some sort that I could ride on that could be my friend
Let me think.
to help us out in this situation? Or I
yes.
could send a war horse through with us.
There were some water creatures we could ride in the other room.
That's what I'm thinking, but like one that's our friend instead of
Yeah.
one that's been trapped in an aquarium for.
I meant if you
however
need
long.
an inspiration for a creature.
I was kind of thinking that because there's those sea lions in there.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna let you get a sea lion, especially when it looks like what it does in this version. But I am gonna Google D&D aquatic animals.
Shark sounds like a lot to ask.
Well, I was
for.
wondering if there's any type of like big seahorse. A hippocampus. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yes.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
hippopotamus.
No.
That would be dope. But that would
Hippos
that
don't
would
even
be
actually
OP.
swim. They just buoyant.
That's all we need.
Boing.
It would
That's
just
all
fall
we
out.
need, though.
You can summon a hippocampus. Damn it.
Isn't that part of the brain?
I
Yeah,
was gonna
what?
say, isn't that
Is
just
the
a
part of the brain.
brain? You can summon a water brain.
Yeah, what are you talking about, girl?
Wait, no, I know exactly what Magic Missile's talking about. It is called a hippocampus. It is also a part of the brain.
Oh, it's like a mythical animal.
Yeah, it's mythical.
Called hippocampus.
Oh, it's mythical.
Oh, that
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, it's
a
a made-up
unicorn, like a
like
a
a-
seahorse and
yeah.
an actual horse.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fish horse.
Okay.
So I
Can you-
could ride that maybe instead of the canoe,
Can-
and then maybe I could send our flesh golem through, and then summon a hippocampus to take me through. So I don't need a kayak.
Mm. I like this.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. I will allow it.
Excellent. Ah, that's great. Great news.
What about the rest of you, though?
I
Hmm?
assume that the flesh golem and arrest will help Agnes.
Yeah,
and
we'll get
I
you guys
onto
in,
the-
so that we don't have to worry about
Yeah.
strength checks and stuff. We can just
Yeah.
double team it. Do you guys want to be in the same kayak?
I do.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
Cool with that.
Were you, or were you just accepting?
I was gonna say separate because I feel like it gives us a better chance of like one of them breaks or something. We have like, and the other person can just get in the other person's canoe. But like, I think it's fine.
Didn't seem like any of that was the problem Zelva was concerned with, so I feel like
Well, we don't know what Zelva had to deal with to get there alive to get caught.
I mean that's true, but the net seemed to be more of the priority. So
Yeah. True. Let's do it. One canoe.
Okay, one
All right,
canoe.
Two canoes. One with the flesh golem and one with
Yes.
Agnes and I.
Well, who puts the
flesh
flesh
golem and I
golem?
are gonna. I'm gonna try to throw the flesh golem in
Gotcha. Okay.
before I summon my steed.
Okay, and the flesh golem
Ride
is
off.
and arrest are gonna send you guys in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So no strength checks needed. You both successfully do that whole thing. And you're off. So please, bring your icons along this magical journey, this river cruise. I don't remember any river cruise songs from Disney.
I can show you the world.
Well, that's definitely not even a river cruise. It's not even on water. If anything, it's the Pocahontas song. What is the song she
Oh, is
sings
it
when
the
she's
river?
No. It's one where she sings. Just around the river bend. Just around the river bend.
This is a river bend we're going around.
There's a bunch of knights and a champion waiting in a room with Zelva hiding in a corner successfully.
Wait, so she was never caught?
She was technically, so they threw
She
a
got
net
out.
over her. They didn't see her though; she was invisible, but they knew something was there. So the captain was like, I know you're in there. Identify yourself." And while he was doing that, she cut herself out. That was her dagger roll. And then she did a head-to-head stealth again to try and basically juke them because they were trying to just like watch movement. So she juked them into a corner, but they're starting to search the room. So that's actually what they're currently doing when you guys come in. So they're a little more spread out than you can see. And none of them are prepared to capture you in a net, which is what they should be.
Hell yeah, let's go.
So, yeah, you guys enter in. The stream slows down a little bit so that you're able to make a decision as to whether to get off or just say goodbye.
Well, we don't even know that
Peace
Zelda's
out.
there. She's
Peace out. Keep
invisible.
going. Keep going.
I'm just dodging. I'm just dodging them as they're searching.
Yeah.
I'm just moving around, making some Z's, climbing on the walls.
Yeah, you definitely
so you
see the
said-
canoe. You see the overturned canoe with a ripped net.
Okay. That's a good signal.
Nobody
Okay.
knows where I am.
I feel like we should
At
all
this
jump out on the
point-
same side, right?
At this
Like,
point, before we jump out, would you say like where I'm at right now on the map is too early to have like a reaction to seeing all these enemies?
No. Because you already were
Okay.
getting like tense probably when you saw the light.
Yeah, fair. Okay. I'm gonna cast fear in a cone in this direction. And
Okay.
just hope
I love it.
Zelva's not there.
Sure.
So all four of these on the south side have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-huh. Which they will definitely do after I tag them. Okay, I'll have to tag the other guys soon too. These guys are knights. Let's go ahead and bring this up. So it's a wisdom saving throw. First one doesn't pass.
Yay.
This guy is a bit better. Doesn't. Critical
Yay.
fails, actually. Great. And the last two are going to be...
Wait,
is
one
that-
of them
is that
doesn't have a
pass?
color.
Because he's special, so...
Oh.
I imagine 17's a pass, and then a fail.
Yeah, 17's a pass. Okay. 3 of them. I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. So the pink guy is the only one who isn't afraid. So the other ones, start running to the farthest away possible. Yep. And do you want to end the session here?
Oh, I guess it has been
before
about a
before I forget, the follow-up action there would be to jump out on the side that I feared the enemies on, because that's probably the safer side now.
Hopefully everyone follows
I like
suit.
this plan.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm jumping out with my mount, who is apparently amphibious, according to.
Must be a
The
sad
D&D
sight to
wiki.
see it though on the land, right? Because it's like
Well,
dragging.
it's got
half
two
its
front
body.
hooves, so it's like a mermaid, you know, and then it can like whip with its tail. I'm imagining.
Yes. You're right, but it's still very sad.
Maybe a little sad.
All right, and then we'll roll initiatives and stuff for our next session. Should we remember? I guess I'll just write it.
Do you have a way to remember which of the enemies is feared and which one's not?
Yes.
Should we just roll initiative now, or you just want to do it next time?
If we're not going to stick around, then we should do it next time because it takes me a lot
Okay.
longer to roll all these initiatives.
Okay. I guess you need time to mark everyone
Yeah.
with their
Well,
colors too.
I
right?
did mine for sure.
Well,
I'm taking that one.
you can keep it. Our next session is going to be hopefully next week. No one's deleted it off the
Yeah.
calendar. So
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I still see it.
yeah. All right.
That should be good too.
Yeah, two more D&D sessions by the looks of it before some of us have to jet for totally unknown reasons no one could guess.
That's because it's Olivia's birthday.
Yeah, we're flying out to Korea just for her birthday. All right.
Heck yeah.
So that's the session, guys. 40 minutes of deliberating how to get into a stream. That was my favorite part.
Yes.
I'm proud of you
We
guys.
made a lot of movement and progress, okay?
I'm really proud of you guys. Yeah. Some other parties would just jump right in there. And you guys really thought it through.
Well,
so
You know, they would have had more issues than us.
probably. Although
We're in a good
you know.
we're in a good position actually.
We're doing great right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Zelva didn't get in as much
This is
trouble
why
as I
most
expected.
of us have lived this long, you know?
Most of you.
A very
Careful
risk-averse crowd. I, however, am the master of stealth,
Thank God you're
which is why I've
quintuplets
stayed
with
alive.
Yeah. Thank God you're septuplets, so we have lots of backups. All right, that's gonna be it for the session. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Later.